In the next slide is life stages. You've seen all the four, and the focus now is on the fourth one, and the basic theme for this life stage is planning for the estate. So, what does planning for the estate entail? So, earlier, you saw this image of every one of us trying to accumulate wealth. Why do we do it? Because we're still here and we'd like, of course, to use all of these assets to pursue our goals, our dreams for ourselves, or sa pamilya po natin. So over our lifetime, we're bound to accumulate. Sometimes it's properties like land, houses, or sometimes it is financial assets like investments, money in bank. But darating po yung araw, of course, when you're no longer there, most of these assets, you would like to pass it on because you can't consume them all anyway during your lifetime, nor can you bring them with you anyway in the next life. So you'd like to pass them on. And that's where the issue of estate planning begins. On the next slide, you will see that this is one of the, I guess, the inconvenient truths, so to speak, about leaving behind something. The heirs will have to pay something to the government, and that's usually a percentage, often called estate tax, or more popularly known, I think, in decades ago as inheritance tax. Let me give you an idea, the next page, of what really is this all about. You'll see here a graded. It's if you're familiar with taxes, income tax, there's a tiering. Same thing for estate, there is a tiering. And you'll notice here that our heirs can pay anywhere from a low of 5% to a high of 20%. This is the current tax table that is in place. So depende sa suma total ng ating assets, less some deductions that the government allows us, then what is left will be taxed. I have a sample computation down below here. For a 30 million net estate, the tax due will be 5.2 million. So imagine that. This is not an information that everyone really knows, or even if they know, how do they prepare their heirs to face this tax due of 5.2 million? Kung akala mo, nagtrabaho ka at nag-ipon ka, napakabait kong ina or ama na mag-iiwan ako ng 30 million worth, but maybe not knowing that the heirs will have to cough up 5.2 million first before all of those assets can be released. In the TV commercial, you saw their frozen assets. Frozen assets can happen. For example, I have a personal experience when my brother died 4 years ago. He died single, so his heirs are my parents who are still living. Me being the only sibling in the family, ako po yung nag-asikaso. He has several bank accounts, several shares of stocks, lupain, lupa na hindi pa natatayuan ng bahay dahil hindi pa siya nag-aasawa, and a car. All of those are under his name. No one of us can get that money or get that lote at ibenta because they're still under his name. All of those are frozen until I can come up with an estate tax clearance, show it to each of the bank, which I did, and have the money now written in a check to my parents. But we first had to pay the tax. So that is a reality that you cannot escape. Unless, of course, you're under the radar. And under the radar means less than 200,000. Okay? So, moving on to the next slide. I'd like to highlight ano yung karaniwang problema po ng mga nagmamana or yung naka-discover na meron palang iniwan si tatay, meron iniwan si nanay sa atin. Settlement of the tax is the number one issue. Not just the amount, but the deadline. You have to comply within 6 months from the date of the death. And this is really strict, and you can read it up when you take a gross estate return. You'll see it there, 6 months. If you fail to do that, second problem faces you and you're slapped with penalties. Penalties because it's like, para kung metro, tumatakbo na siya. After the 6 month, meron na pong interest charges if you don't pay. If you pay pero partial, meron ka. I got an experience of being penalized because we computed wrongly. We paid the tax, but the assessor said, kulang ang bayad nyo. So I said, okay, magbabayad ulit ako. Slapped me with a 25% penalty. Said ko, why? Because your computation is wrong. Really? But I can pay the correct. There's an erroneous computation after the 6 month. You get slapped with the penalty. The third issue commonly faced by the heirs is the biggest issue of all. Actually, hindi magkakaroon ng issue sa penalties and charges if meron talagang pambayad ng tax. And that's where liquidity comes in. Where will they get the money? What if tatlong apartment or tatlong condo iniwan ni tatay, a bank that was frozen, hindi i-release? I know you're thinking, alam natin yung PIN number ni tatay sa ATM. But be very careful because there is a law that the banks will have to, they have to follow. Na? Kung mahuli po kayo, we're all under the risk of breaking the law if you try to withdraw from a dead person's account. Anyway, so they don't have liquid cash. So mag-uusap-usap sila kapatid, o sino may 5 million sa atin para mabayaran? What if they don't have? That's the problem. They'll miss the deadline, they'll get the penalties. You're probably thinking they can borrow, and that's usually what happens. But it's a cost to the heirs. So, moving on to the next. So basically, this is a visual image. Kapatid, decided to borrow money, tapos di ba na, utang muna tayo, tapos pag nakuha na natin yung pera at lupa ni tatay at kinonvert natin sa cash, babayaran din natin. What happens is that the tatay who thought he left 30 million, actually nag-shrink yung asset kasi they had to, pay off yung inutangan nila to settle the tax. This can be prevented. The shrinking or the reduction of the wealth can be prevented if only tatay or nanay had the foresight to prepare for the funding of the estate tax. Which brings me therefore already to some of the solutions, life insurance being one of them, but I'd like to, of course, also share with you that there are also other ways by which tatay or nanay or whoever, lolo or lolo, can really address some of the issues. Baka ho alam nyo ito at naririnig nyo pong ginagawa. During the lifetime of the asset, the estate owner, he or she can decide to sell already the assets. Sell it to my anak. Sell it to my, except for spouse lang po, sell it to my anak, number 1, sell it to my anak, number 2. Basta po may capacity to buy yung bata, huwag mo isa-sell sa isang 12-year-old. Meron ho kayong risk of being also seen by BIR as circumventing the law because you're trying to dispose it kunwari with a sale that is not really legitimate. So, you can sell it, you will escape, avoid the estate tax later, sell it to your heir, but you will get still some taxes. Lower, but still taxes. Okay? So there's no escaping the tax, it's just choosing which tax you'd like to pay. A second very common method is to donate sa bata, no capacity to buy. So you will just donate. You will still get slapped with a tax, lower than estate, but still a tax nevertheless. So, selling or donating, you can do this during your lifetime para you can already dispose. Para by the time you say goodbye, and it's your last breath, konti na lang nasa pangalan mo, konti na lang yung estate tax. That's the proper planning. Dispose if you can during your lifetime. Pero meron kong caution sa pag-dispose during your lifetime. Don't dispose everything and be careful to dispose things too early. May mga sad stories of estate owners who disposed it too early na ubos na ng mga heirs nila so quickly. So, nung namatay sila, parang wala silang naiwan. Maybe the heirs are not yet matured enough to take care of their wealth. So, be very careful of disposing too early just to avoid estate tax. So, and also another thing to be cautious about, and this is what we tell also our clients, is that hindi lang yung baka malustay nila yung pamana, pero what if ikaw naman ang mangailangan? Binigay mo na lahat, o nasa inyo na ha? Pag ako nagkasakit ha, alagaan niyo ko. Paano kung siya naman ang mangailangan? Wala na siyang pera dahil pinamigay niya ng lahat. Sa kagustuhan niya lang just to avoid the estate tax. So, there's a process. There may mga pros and cons po yung pag-dispose. Don't dispose it too early. An inheritance is really meant to be after you're gone. Okay? Which brings us, therefore, to this third solution, which we have been educating people about, that upon your death and you are still left with assets under your name, just remove the burden, yung pabigat. As the commercial shown earlier, and Shari said, sana yung pamana hindi maging pabigat. So, sikapin nyo na babayaran yung taxes ng heirs nyo. How? Make money available to them when you're gone. And the perfect solution for that is a life insurance policy. At the time of death, money is created. Money then goes to the heirs to pay for the taxes. There's a very simple image that we prepared here to show you how it works. So in this particular case, the example kanina, kung magkano yung tax, yun din po ang kunin yung katapat na life insurance coverage. In this example, there will be an annual premium that tatay or nanay or in this case, I'm using a 55-year-old. So tatay will have to pay 345,000 annual. And once he signs up for this, automatically,